Well, here we are. Welcome back, friends, my mindful drinking pals. Hey, I'm not in my normal studio, obviously. I am in Belgrade, Serbia, at a pastor's retreat here. That's not what it's called. At the the European Pastors Council, and I'm in Belgrade in my hotel room. And what I'm doing here is I'm speaking a lot about what CLEAN stands for, how we're helping people. And part of what I'm going to be doing is making a drink on stage as I do a TED Talk, all about how do we multiply communities that are vulnerable with each other, accountable with each other, and following Jesus. So what I'm going to do, what I wanted to do was make a specific drink, a beautiful drink that is one of our best sellers called the Grape Disappointment. And if you know anything about the Adventist Church, maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you watch this, there was a day in 1844 where the Great Disappointment happened. And so this is a little riff on that title. And the interesting part is, when I came to Serbia, I was going to buy all my product here, and they don't have a lot of the things that we normally make. We're going to be calling it the Belgrade 1844. Really excited about it. So what we're gonna need is, for here, at least, it's so interesting because normally I'd be telling you what you need to get, but if you're watching this in America, you can get apple cider vinegar, which they don't sell here. So I have apple juice and vinegar that I'm going to be infusing with a little bit of ginger. We're gonna be using lemon juice. These are chickpeas, and I'm hoping that the chickpea liquid inside this can, which is called aquafaba, will actually still work like it does in the States. I have no idea. I was hoping to get grape juice because the Grape Disappointment needs grapes. I thought these were grapes, and they're not. And two, I couldn't actually find grape juice. So this is black currant juice. So I'm going to be making a black currant Grape Disappointment. And then finally, I wanted sage. We normally have a sage, simple syrup. This is rosemary. So we are going to be adjusting a little bit. Listen, that's what you have to do. And not only that, wait till you see how we're gonna build this whole thing in this hotel room as I get to go share it with a few thousand people here shortly, in about 2 days, because I want that ginger syrup to really just kick. So what we're gonna do is, with basically no tools, we are going to make the Belgrade 1844. And I'm going to just walk you through the process of what this is gonna look like. So I'm gonna home make some apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna home make a rosemary simple syrup. And we're also gonna see if this aquafaba works the same way. I also have to go downstairs at some point today and bribe the bartenders downstairs at the hotel to see if I can get a shaker and some measuring tools. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're just going to start making the things that need to sit for a few days in order to make sure we're good. So let's get started. Before I get into this, I just want you to know that if you're ever in Belgrade, the Crown Plaza, which is where we're staying, is great. Super nice. Great facilities. Okay, so not scientifically, we are going to just pour a healthy amount of apple juice. And then, honestly, we're gonna just have to taste this, if you know what apple cider vinegar tastes like. But this is not gonna be a lot. It's gonna be just a very little bit, probably like that. Let me go get a spoon. Okay, let's give that a nice stir. Taste. Yeah, that could even be a little bit more, just a tiny bit more. You never wanna go too much because you can't take it back, right? All right, so then what we're gonna do, this is what normally holds the bottles of water, and we are going to just take some of this ginger and peel ginger. All right, listen, I don't have the best patience, I'm guessing, right now. So I am going to just put what I can in here. So just taking that peeled ginger, just kind of crushing it up here. I have no knife, so I'm just using a spoon, and it's going really well. I don't know if you can tell. There we go. And listen, if you get a little bit of the skin on there, it's all right. I washed this beforehand, so we're gonna be all right. It's all gonna get filtered out anyway, somehow. I don't have a coffee filter, so we'll figure that out when we get to that point. That'll be tomorrow night. Okay, I think we're about there. Cool. All right, so here is our ginger-infused homemade apple cider vinegar. And like I said, I'm gonna let that sit for a day and a few hours, and then we're gonna give it a taste tomorrow with a couple of friends. And now let's get on to our simple syrup. Okay, so you can probably, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I have the water, that water pot that's included here, boiling. And I don't really have many cups or anything like that. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna pick some of the sprigs off of this little rosemary. What are they? Is it a bush? I have no idea. So a couple sprigs of that looks good. And then what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take this sugar here. And basically what we want here is, because of the black currant juice, you don't want it to be incredibly sweet. So I'm gonna do a semi-sweet simple syrup here. So I'm just gonna pour maybe a little bit more. So it's probably about up to there with sugar. No idea how much that is. It might be like a quarter of a cup, maybe. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take that sugar and that rosemary, and I'm just gonna kind of beat it all together in here. Because what we want is we want the rosemary kind of oil to really get introduced into a lot of that sugar. So while the water boils, this is a good thing to do. And we do this when we make our big batches for our events, is I'll just pick a bunch of rosemary or sage or whatever I'm making, and I will, is that kind of just like how all of our drinks are clean? It's like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it does. Oof, that smells good. And then literally, the water is done. Since it's up to about here, then I'm just gonna fill the rest of this glass with this hot boiling water, just like that. Okay, so my assumption is it's not gonna be too rosemary-y right now. Oh gosh, I just love rosemary simple syrup. So now basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a couple of the fresh sprigs here. Remember, anytime we have some sort of herb like this, we wanna smack it, just wake her up. And I'm just gonna let that sit. And so for me, what I like to do, and what most simple syrup recipes will tell you, is to take the whatever you have out after it's cooled. So basically, I'm just gonna let this cool until it gets down to room temperature, and then I'll take the rosemary out just with my spoon here. And then what I need to do now is I need to go downstairs and see if someone will give me a shaker and a nice glass, and maybe we can make this. So the next time you see me, it'll be like a second for you, and it will be potentially 24 hours for me. So we'll see. So I will see you at the clap of my hands. Oh, this is cool. Okay, everyone, I am so excited. It's been a few days, and the hotel room kind of looks like a little bit of a science experiment. But listen, the things that we do to make sure that we're drinking mocktails anywhere in the world, right? So again, Belgrade, Serbia. And I'm telling you what, the people at the Crown Plaza have been so nice. I've been just hooked up with all the gear that I could possibly need, except for a strainer, which is fine. I'm not gonna complain about it. We're gonna do the best we can to make this drink look as good as possible. Okay, so as a little bit of a reminder, these are the things that we're gonna need. Black currant juice. This is a rosemary semi-sweet simple syrup. Here we have, what is this? Oh yeah, this is the ginger-infused apple cider vinegar, homemade, and it's so good. Like, I could drink it just out of the bottle. And then some aquafaba, right? It looks disgusting. It's gonna make it taste real good. And then finally, lemon, okay? Now listen, I went downstairs and I grabbed a knife. Now it's not a knife, it's a butter knife, but it's better than what we were using before, which was a spoon. I can't find the knife, here it is. All right, so I'm just gonna cut one lemon in half real quick. Okay, now we need shaker, jigger. Now these are in milliliters. And I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming this is about an ounce to an ounce and a half. So let's just get started. This is awesome. I'm so excited to taste this because I haven't tasted it yet. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 ounces of black currant juice. So I'm basically gonna do 2 of these and a little bit more. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of the ginger-infused apple cider, homemade apple cider vinegar. So not a lot. We are going to do 1/2 ounce of our rosemary simple syrup, which is just delicious, by the way. And finally, 3/4 ounce of aquafaba. Perfect. All right, so because this is gonna have a foam to it, we're gonna wanna do a dry shake first, right? So dry shake, just about 5-10 seconds just to get everything incorporated in there. Great. Forgot lemon juice. Lemon juice. Just squeeze 1 lemon. Half of a lemon, pardon. Okay, and now we're just gonna take our ice cubes here. Again, the Crown Plaza bar hooked me up. They don't even want my hands to touch the ice. No hand-flavored ice today. Now, again, another shake for 10-15 seconds to get everything nice and incorporated. Okay. Now, the fun, tricky part is to filter this like this. I mean, that is beautiful. So the way that I'm gonna garnish this one is with just 1 very simple rosemary sprig. Wow. All right, this is the first time I'm tasting it. That was from pictures. So this is the first time that I am tasting this. And I'm excited, but I do think initially I put a little bit too much aquafaba in there, but that'll change, right? We'll mix it up. You guys know I'm not afraid to adjust my recipes. But the Serbian 1844 black currant juice, rosemary simple syrup. My mouth is literally watering. I have been dreaming about this for 2 days. Oof. Yep, I need seconds. Okay, what I do think I need to do, I'm gonna crush this. It's absolutely delicious. But what I do think I need to do is I need to add more of the apple cider vinegar. And luckily I got more cooking over here. And I'm gonna need maybe a touch. I might go 2 ounces of the black currant juice because it's quite sweet. And then 7.75 of an ounce of rosemary simple syrup. And then we will do, maybe half an ounce of the aquafaba. Because the thing is it's good, but the aquafaba mutes it. Yeah, so good. All right, listen guys. I just noticed my camera is slightly crooked, so sorry about that. This is 1 take, so ain't gonna adjust it, but I'm gonna lean with you. So this is just a fun way to show that we can go. I landed in Belgrade, put my suitcase in here, and there's a grocery store called Lidl right down like half a mile away, not even that far. And I just walked to it. I had a basic idea of what I wanted to accomplish, and then I had to be creative and mix it up a little bit. And we're even gonna mix up this recipe, right? And I just think that this is such a fun way when you're in a foreign country to be able to still get the things that you want and want to enjoy and stay healthy, right? If we're sober and we're working on sobriety, this is a great way to go and travel and make your own drinks. I mean, I literally have just right here, and it doesn't even show all the product I've made. This will make 6-7 of these drinks. And the bar people seem to be incredibly nice everywhere I've gone. And I feel like I could make this for them and see what they think of it. So cheers. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on, we're making homemade, we're cutting ginger with a spoon. I feel like that deserves a subscribe, don't you? Cheers. Come on, Belgrade.